Alright, so this is another video, more for me, I suppose, but my Z-axis servo amp battery died a couple weeks ago, and so I bought new batteries, I put them in, and they were dead on arrival, but I didn't know that. And it took me a little while to figure out what was going on, but once you power cycle and the servo amps don't have any backup batteries, it loses their data. So you'll get an error. Let's see if I have it. You'll get an error that looks a lot like this one, the ALDL1. So you can see I have for Y, X, and Z over there. Anyways, so the first thing you want to do, obviously, is get the right batteries for the servo amp. So I have the LNC6800. It takes 3.6 volt batteries. It's inside the control. Once you have those installed, then what you want to do is, let's say you're in a kind of a bad spot where nothing is in a position where it should be. I have everything kind of at home right now where I like it. But let's just start from like worst case scenario. So worst case scenario, you want to go to maintenance, 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4 times. Obviously the screen hasn't changed because I'm already in user 5. Now you want to go to user parameter, SW set, not really sure what SW set stands for. It changes to 1. So you get absolute encoder reset switch on. And go back to maintenance, parameters, com servo. It'll take a little while. And then you want to go to absolute reset. And then reset all. This will happen pretty quickly. And you might get a no ready, so NORDY alarm. And if you get that, just turn it to, put your E-stop on, then hit reset all. Now at that point in time, you probably want a power cycle. I'm actually not too sure, but that's what I did and it worked. So anyways, once you power cycle, you're gonna have to log into this again. Go to parameters, user parameter, hold on, maintenance, user parameters, lim set. Now I've got to lim set because nothing is gonna be where it wants to be. And you just reset your absolute position. So what you want to do is you want to make X, Y, Z software limits kind of, this is a quick and dirty way to do it, there's better ways, but kind of as wide as possible. So I think these are in like millimeters and then micrometers. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but I think this is, it's either 1 centimeter or it's 1 millimeter, and I think it's 1 millimeter. Well, mine's is in inches, so it could even be 0.1 inches. Anyways, that doesn't matter too much. What you want to do is set this to something, these aren't even the original values, but set them to something kind of big, like positive 100, 200,000, negative 100, 200,000. Anyways, what you're trying to do is once you've set those, you're basically telling the machine that the ways and the ball screws are much bigger, so you can go and travel wherever you want to go. So I can jog left and right, and I want to jog, again, this is a quick and dirty way to do it, enough where, like on mine, I can kind of tell when, you can't really see it, but this starts to go up a little bit. You want to jog it slowly until the machine basically starts to butt up against the little rubber stop on by the thresh bearings on each side. Well, I guess there's thresh bearings only on one side, but anyways, you're trying to gently hit the hard stop, because that's when you know that is truly the mechanical limits, and then you want to back off a little bit. So on my machine, what you're initially trying to do is you're trying to find the home position, and on my machine, the home position is on the table, I believe, is right here, bottom left hand corner. So you'll hit the hard stops, and then you'll back off just slightly, like 1/10 of an inch or whatever. And at that point, you'll go back to your maintenance, F6 parameters, servo. My bad. You go to maintenance, user parameters, F6, go to 8004.1. Actually, I don't want it, but you want to change that to 1 at this point. The maintenance, F6, serve, apps home set. So you're telling the machine where home is, where it's gonna, I guess if you go to reference where the 00 is, and then you'll do a set all. This will turn yellow. It may stay yellow for a little while, so don't start hitting buttons pretty quickly. And you want to wait till everything is green. At that point, what I did was I power cycled the machine again, restarted it, and hopefully those original alarms. Let's see. The DL, here we go. These hopefully are cleared by them. If they're not cleared, your batteries might be dead. Go check that. Now that you've kind of established where home is, you're going to want to go back, log in again, user parameters, lim set, and you want to change these limits back to, and I should put in a plug that take a photo of this before you change it. If you haven't been able to take a photo, I mean, you can kind of do the math a little bit, but to save you some time, these are kind of my values. It used to be a little bit higher for the positive limit, but because I kind of hit on a hard stop and backed it off, and I'm just trying to get this up and running again, I've made the values kind of small. Anyways, you want to reset, because obviously you don't want it to be like 150,000 or negative 150,000, because the machine can and probably will just slap right into a hard stop, and you'll lose your position again, or at the least, at worst you'll break something, but it's kind of unlikely. Anyways, at this point, you don't have the tool changer height anymore. And that's kind of another video. I'm debating whether or not I show that, because I think I do have another video. Let's see what the quick and dirty is. You have to be in user 5. I think it was mag set. It was arm set. So long story short, you want this value to be where the tool changer, mine goes up down when I do a T1 M6, up down, and then the arm swings out. And the kind of quick and dirty way that I sort of set it is that when it goes up down, after I've executed MDI T1 M6, I hit E-stop immediately before the arm can swing out, and then I clear the E-stop, or I keep the E-stop on rather, or I clear the E-stop, I put my machine into jog mode. This is a little sketchy at this point. I've kind of done it enough, and also my tool changer's on a different power source. Sometimes I'll unplug that power source. But basically what I'll do is that I'll shove a tool in, manually crank the arm, and at this point you really actually, once you get the tool in, you really don't want power to your machine, so I would E-stop it at the very least. I climb up on the machine, I crank the arm, and I try and see how close the forks are with a current tool inside, because I know that the machine is at the tool change position. And anyways, I basically iterate at that point this number until I get it so that these forks right here, this V shape is pretty much in the middle, and it's kind of tolerant of some play, plus minus 50 thou or plus minus a millimeter or so. It doesn't. It's kind of compliant, I suppose. It's got some wiggle room. And so anyways, once you set that back up, then hopefully you should be good to go.